Hello students, as we have started our interprocess communication, in which we have seen what exactly interprocess communication is. Now we are going to see the next topic that is important in real-time communication, and especially in real-time embedded systems. So major problem occurs in such cases is that resource conflicts and blocking. Resource conflicts and blocking, which is a very much important topic regarding exam point of view also, and practically also. What exactly is this? Understanding is very much important. Let's see resource conflicts and blocking. Consider one example. Suppose here we have job 1 and job 2. Job 1 and job 2. And resource R1. J1 is demanding R1, and at that time R1, suppose R1 is free, then R1 is get allocated for job 1 and its execution starts. Means the resource is get allocated to J1 and the execution starts. At that time, suppose J2 is also demanding R1. J2 is also demanding R1. Then in such situation, some resource conflicts occurs. This situation is nothing but it's one kind of resource conflicts. Means more than one jobs are demanding same resource, and resource is not available in this point. So conflict will occur. Conflict occurs over there. Resources cannot fulfill the demands of the jobs. Here J2 is get not executed by any resource because resources are not available in this case. What happened? What exactly the scenario in this case after such situation? Besides this situation, J2 makes the request to R1. J2 makes the request to resource R1. Right? R. This R1. Which one? This R1. And assign the lock to that resource. Assign the lock to that resource. Here is the lock that we have assigned R1 by J2. For what? Because J2 is demanding and J2 wants the resource for the execution. So that's why it assigns the locks on R1. But R1 is not empty. So what the R1 performs the action? R1 blocks this J2, right? J2 is get blocked by scheduler. As J2 is assigned lock over R1, but R1 is not available. R1 is busy with J1. In such case, the lock assigned by J2 is get cancelled by the scheduler, and scheduler blocks the J2. Right? Means what happened now? Now J2 is get blocked. Now J2 is get blocked. So before 2 minutes ago that we have seen a resource conflict, and now we have seen blocking. Right? J2 is get blocked by the scheduler. Resources means which resources? We are talking resources means memory, processor, printer, scanner, GPU, all this. Right? Now, after getting blocked J2, as we know that the jobs which are ready for the execution. Where the jobs are placed, that structure is called as ready queue structure. The structure is called as ready queue structure. Means in ready queue, all the jobs are present which are in the mood to execute their processes. So here J1 and J2 are in ready queue initially, but now J2 is get blocked by the scheduler. So as J2 is remains in block state, because R1 is engaged with J2, R1 is get engaged with J1, J2 remains in block state, J2 remains in block state. So that's why, as it is in continuously block state, so ready queue discards J2. So ready queue discards J2 from its queue, right? Because now J2 is in block state, right? Block state. And who blocked J2? Scheduler. Why blocked the scheduler J2? Because J2 assigns the locks over R1, but R1 is busy with J1. So by observing this scenario, scheduler blocks J2, and ready queue also discards J2 from its queue, as J2 is continuously in block state. Right? Let's see another concept, that is non-preemptive structure and preemptive structure of the resources. Here same jobs that we have taken to understand, job 1 and job 2. Suppose for job 1, resource R2 is get allocated, right? R2 is get allocated. Initially consider only R2 is there. Only R2 is there. And J1 is engaged with the R2. J2 is demanding R2 same time. But if the nature is non-preemptive, if the nature of this technology is non-preemptive, means what? R2 is not get allocated to J2 before the fulfillment of J1. When J1 will complete all its execution, then and then R2 will get allocated to J2. There is no preemption of R2 for J2. This kind of structure is non-preemptive nature, right? Non-preemptive nature. And what is meant by preemptive? Preemptive means, suppose if J2 has completed its 60% execution, and at that time suppose J2 is demanding R2, then in preemptive nature, by making halt over here for J1, R2 scheduler allocates R2 to J2, right? It preempts the process. Scheduler preempts this process and scheduler allocates the R2 to J2. This is preemptive nature. Here one more concept is there. If suppose there are number of units of resources available, R1, R2, R3, and if J1 is busy with R2 and R1 and R3 are free, in that case, though the J2 is demanding for the resources, scheduler schedules its meeting or its engagement with R1 or R3. In this way, the conflicts of the resources are get solved. The blocking of the jobs by the scheduler is get solved, right? So In this way, we have tried to understand. We have to try to understand our concept resource conflict and blocking. Yes, have you understand? Okay, if you are not understand, then please see the video once again. Thank you.